From Penny Dreadful to Johnny Depp, Sweeney Todd is Britain's favourite fictional murderer. But his longevity is arguably due to an actor who, in his day, was synonymous with the demon barber. And not just him, spinebreaker Stephen Hawke, James the Tiger Dalton, Burke and Hare, Spring-Heeled Jack, and Squire Corder of the Red Barn.
You'll never see London, Maria.
Welcome to the murderous world of Tod Slaughter.
Oh, I should like to polish you off.
Before Hammer horror, and at a time when the genre was largely outlawed in Britain, Tod Slaughter was British cinema's first horror star. Of course, Tod Slaughter was not his real name. His real name was Norman Slaughter. He made his film debut at the age of 50 in Marten, or The Murder in the Red Barn. The real-life case of a woman murdered by her lover in 1827 excited such public interest that the first stage plays were already in production while William Corder was still awaiting trial, taking generous liberties with the facts.
I see death.
Slaughter's 1935 version, directed by Milton Rosmer, was adapted from a 19th century play.
The management of this magnificent theatre take great pleasure in presenting for your approval that sterling drama, Marten.
The film acknowledging its origins and boasting all the flamboyance of stage melodrama.
She made me do it, I tell you! She made me do it! She made me do it! She made me do it!
An unexpected hit, it established Slaughter's screen persona of ostentatious villainy, a loping step, plummy dialogue,
You shall be a bride of death.
an eye for a young lady,
You're a very beautiful woman, Maria, and I'm a very lonely man.
and a merciless killer. Elements retained for the following year's Sweeney Todd,
Light or dark? Dark, if I may be so bold.
adding Slaughter's signature chuckle. And yet, Todd is a quite different character.
Lovely lot of throats, the lot of them. Beautiful throats.
Corder is venal, lecherous and selfish, but generous with the locals.
I must see about building you a proper hall in the village.
He murders only when forced,
Where can we go?
The Red Barn.
and is driven mad by guilt.
Oh, don't stare at me like that, Maria.
Sweeney relishes every moment.
I love my work.
There's always humour in these films. The face at the window specifies that it's for those who enjoy a shudder or a laugh. But it's a mistake to treat Slaughter as a joke.
Maria with a gypsy.
He was an actor in the tradition of stage melodrama, and however similar the characters may be, there is always a character.
You're right. I am the spine breaker.
Despite his murderous proclivities, Stephen Hawke is a devoted father who would do anything to protect his daughter.
You shall have your way. I'll give her up. I won't marry her.
By contrast, John Meadows is no murderer, but a far nastier character.
I have a little matter of duty to attend to.
The Tiger is a Lon Chaney-esque villain hiding behind an alias.
Oh, what intensely interesting little articles.
The Snake, a Blofeldian master criminal. There's a French crime boss,
Arrest that man.
Yes, I am the wolf.
really cracking through the animal kingdom. And the repellent Sir Percival Glyde.
Oh, you little she-devil.
How did a 50-year-old actor with no screen experience suddenly become one of Britain's best-known movie stars, his name immediately above the title. The legend is that Slaughter was reprising on film the villainous roles he had played over decades on stage.
In my career, I've murdered hundreds and hundreds of people and come to a sticky end more times than I care to remember.
Slaughter liked a legend, even if it wasn't strictly true. Norman Carter Slaughter was born in 1885, taking to the stage at the age of 16. In 1924, with 2 decades of stage acting behind him, he became resident producer at the Elephant Theatre in London, charged with revitalising its fortunes. Incredibly, we can get a glimpse of this thanks to a 1926 factual film called London After Dark. Slaughter embraced the community, his family out front, mingling with the patrons during the interval, even when he was appearing in the show, casting locals in walk-on parts, and ushering in a programme of old-fashioned melodramas which appealed to the Elephant's working-class audience. From the stalls to the gallery, said the Era magazine, he is known affectionately as Tod. At this point, Slaughter was a leading man, playing Robin Hood, D'Artagnan, Sherlock Holmes, and here in The Flag Lieutenant. When he played Bill Sikes in Oliver Twist, the audience heckled him. What changed? In 1927, the council demanded urgent alterations be made to the Elephant Theatre, forcing Slaughter to change the scheduled show for something simpler. Stock melodrama Maria Marten. 2 weeks was considered a good run at the Elephant. Dated and unfashionable Maria Marten ran for almost 4 months, playing to packed houses. Members of Parliament came to see it. The Prince of Wales came to see it. Competing productions sprang up. Ideal Films rushed out a film version. The mainstream press, who generally snubbed theatre south of the river, trumpeted it, saying this revival has captured London. It was a phenomenon. And presiding over it all as the leering Squire was C. Douglas Carlyle. Slaughter usually played the hero, but was too busy to appear. Sensing the way the wind was blowing, he announced that the Elephant's next production would be Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. But by then, Slaughter would be gone. The managers of the Elephant resented Slaughter's popularity. He was eased out, taking many with him to form his own touring company, the Barnstormers. As the Elephant mounted their production of Sweeney Todd, so Slaughter mounted his, the lead role played by Bob Morris. It was not until 1931 that Slaughter played the role of Squire in Maria Marten, following it up with body snatcher Hare in The Wolves of Tanner's Close. He played Hare in the evenings, killing 7, and at matinees Long John Silver, killing another 8, later saying, 15 murders a day for weeks, could anyone ask for more? He was now indelibly identified with the blood and thunder melodrama, the press christening him Mr. Murder. Also the title of Dennis Michael, Doug Young and Kip Zool's excellent biography, on which we do lean heavily. Slaughter played up to this, rewriting his own past to make himself a stage villain of long standing. So successfully that the BBC asked to make a recording of his famous role as Sweeney Todd, whom he had never played, although he now quickly did, the stage calling him the uncompromisingly horrific embodiment of Sweeney. The secret of his success was that, to quote Mr. Murder, Slaughter, having played innumerable leading men himself, would play his screen villains as leading men. If he had to play the villain, then the villain was going to be the lead. Also, Slaughter never talked down to the material. He genuinely loved melodrama and wanted audiences to love it too. And those audiences were about to get a lot bigger. Film producer George King, known as King of the Quickies, had the brainwave of putting Slaughter on screen in the roles for which he was famous, whether he had played them or not. Slaughter was delighted, but this would not be the glamorous end of the industry. This was the world of the quota quickie. The 1928 Cinematograph Films Act decreed that up to 20% of films released in Britain had to be made in Britain. Big American studios got around this by contracting British producers to churn out extremely cheap movies that would not compete with the US imports. In some ways, Maria Marten was a typical quota quickie. One take was usually enough, even if one of the extras suffered a nosebleed. But for all its cheapness, it has a cinematic feel. The barn dance nails the country atmosphere, and look at the contrast when we return to the barn later for the murder scene. It's like a different location. This is the most grounded Slaughter film. Corder does not murder for the fun of it. And Maria is not the innocent girl of most melodramas. Despite the yokel humour,
I'm a wilder than I am.
there is real darkness. Even if censorship forced the production to skirt around Maria's pregnancy.
There. There's nothing to cry about. It's not much of a compliment to me, is it?
And the hanging, though short, was cut short. For all Slaughter's deserved reputation,
We can now, if you can.
there is nuance alongside the gusto, his face giving his opinion of the vicar's wine.
Quite, sir, quite. It's the spirit that counts.
His nervous fingers on the shovel.
I to be insulted like this?
Despite being made as a B picture, in many places Maria Marten topped the bill, and despite some sniffy reviews, was very successful. As he had on stage, Slaughter gave the people what they wanted, an upper-class villain for a working-class audience.
I promise to polish you off quicker than any other barber in London.
Censorship would also affect Sweeney Todd. Mrs. Lovatt baking victims into pies would be reduced to a few winking references.
Well, what does he do with him?
How do I know?
If you know, you know. And we only see one murder. Nowhere near as bloody as on stage. So much had to be eliminated that an African subplot was added to pad it out. And there is a modern framing device.
That man was the greatest exponent of the razor the world has ever known. He was a true artist.
This time, King directed himself, beginning to establish a regular company of actors, notably DJ Williams, the archetypal melodrama patriarch.
I'll have something to say to you when I get home tonight.
Oh, Dad.
Stop sniveling and get in.
Objectively, this is not Slaughter's best film, hamstrung by restrictions, but it is and would remain his signature role.
I'll go and get it.
This is from an educational short about the safety razor.
That's the way.
Despite some astute character touches, Sweeney is one time that Slaughter essayed an undiluted maniac. Reveling in his killings as Slaughter revels in the role.
Oh, I should like to polish him off.
As there are key elements to a typical Slaughter performance, so there are to a typical melodrama. Money troubles,
And I shall still owe him more than I can pay.
an older man lusting after a young girl,
Pearls for your teeth, rubies for your lips, and sapphires for your eyes.
a strict father,
She's no longer a child of mine. Leave the house.
a poor but honest hero,
Maria, I love you.
But you're a gypsy.
versus a moneyed and unrepentant villain. Unlike in Hollywood, few lessons are learnt.
Oh! What was that?
The Crimes of Stephen Hawke ticks these boxes, but is an original story, the only one written for Slaughter.
The desire for strong meat is so wide that I am now performing in a new, old melodrama.
Hawke is moneylender by day,
All I've done for her sake.
murderer by night.
We'll
tell you our names in case someone forgets them. I'm Jetsam.
I'm Flotsam.
He's Flotsam.
The film suffers for a bizarre opening due to King shooting too little, and a weak heroine in Marjorie Taylor,
Free. That's a big word, nephew.
who would improve as the series continued. It benefits from Ben Sutton's Nathaniel, one-legged as was Sutton himself, one-eyed, scarred and hunchbacked, the most conspicuous person with whom to go on the run. It's still a fine performance in the second of Sutton's 3 Slaughter films.
I think goodbye is such a horrid word.
Yes, but it's a beautiful word too.
For once, Slaughter's villain is also the devoted father, taking a direct approach to protecting his daughter.
You are about to watch the whole process.
Oh, not that! Not that! Oh! Oh!
The ending attempts to extract some pity for Hawke.
I might have known you'd say that, but it makes me happy.
Bit of an ask for a character whose first act is to break a child's spine.
Come here, my little man, and I'll show it to you.
Master Terence!
Off screen, but extraordinary for the time.
Quick, I said, quick!
Yet Hawke is more likeable than Squire Meadows in It's Never Too Late to Mend.
Don't look so glum. Smile. Smile.
Originally written as an expose of Victorian prison conditions, this is the grimmest of Slaughter's films.
Take him away. Put him in the jacket.
Indeed, it feels too serious to be a Slaughter vehicle. Meadows is not a murderer. He is a good Christian and a moral sadist.
I regard the prisoners here as my children. Naughty children, it is true, who have to be punished. But believe me, it hurts me more than it hurts them.
Attempting to frame his rival for yet another daughter of DJ Williams.
Served at Miss Susan's hands. That would be a pleasure, indeed.
Marjorie Taylor again. Very uneven, it swerves from genuinely disturbing
What is the fun?
to faintly ludicrous.
There's only one bullet in it. Which one of you is going to have it?
This is the third time a Slaughter character has made this speech.
Yes, but each of you has only got one life. Which of you is going to give in?
Listen closely and you'll catch the most quota-quickie moment of the series.
They just say as how we find gold in Australia.
Still, production values were increasing. These last 2 films show the team finding their feet, but the series gets into its stride with the next film, The Ticket of Leave Man.
He's a ticket to leave, man.
Meaning an ex-con, making it hard for poor Bob Brierley to get work, so he falls foul of James the Tiger Dalton.
I'll get his money and get his girl, and he'll get the job.
And his alter ego, the charitable Mr. Pybus,
In helping you, dear lady, I am helping others.
showcasing Slaughter's range. Incidentally, Slaughter played romantic lead Bob on stage a month before filming this. Well shot and energetic. This is also close to being an ensemble film, with Robert Adair's policeman,
I'm Hawkshaw the detective.
forger Melter,
Well, very pretty bird.
unfortunate stereotype but a lovely character. Young Sam is great.
Now then, don't come any of that confident stuff with me. I wasn't born yesterday.
The day before, perhaps.
And his grandmother
Come for your smalls. Yes.
is played by Jenny Lynn, Slaughter's wife, a favour from King to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary.
Pretty little plot done. Very nicely handled.
This is a fun one, and it proved a template for films to come. It's got everything you want from Slaughter,
Oh, I didn't think you meant that sort of kiss.
I've taken it nonetheless.
but it's not just him that makes it.
He'll be a match for you, even when he's in his grave.
Sexton Blake and the Hooded Terror is the only contemporary film of the group, and the only one not made with Slaughter in mind. He was merely an actor for hire.
You, I presume, are the snake.
Correct.
A Sherlock Holmes knockoff who appeared in hundreds of stories, Sexton Blake is played somewhat blandly by George Curzon,
You're much too attractive to get mixed up with a gang of crooks.
while Greta Gint is a far sparkier heroine than you find in melodrama.
If this is your idea of giving me a thrill, I'm afraid it's a very poor one.
It's enough fun if light on Slaughter.
So young, so beautiful, and yet you choose death.
Giving a more restrained performance than his melodramatic villains, though with many of the same preoccupations.
I find her irresistible.
Critics loved it.
You win this time, Mr. Blake.
A series was planned, but circumstances dictated otherwise. There was little money in being a quota quickie star, so Slaughter still toured relentlessly, even playing Corder in a plaster cast after spraining his ankle during the hanging scene. It was as well he had something to fall back on. The quota quickie experiment had failed, and an amendment to the Act, introducing a minimum cost for eligible films, just made things worse, many companies going out of business. For now, King hung on as he embarked on what would be the closest Slaughter came to a genuine horror film, almost trespassing on Boris Karloff territory.
They call him the Mad Professor.
He's the most brilliant scientist of the day.
Or even Lon Chaney Jr. The Face at the Window is a wondrous concoction, mixing mad science and murder mystery.
I shall apply my discovery to the next victim of the wolf, and from his dead brain extract the identity of his murderer.
Wrapped in the usual trappings of Victorian melodrama.
Our fortune, Cecil, is at stake. I have had heavy losses recently.
Its cheap but effective Parisian sets are full of atmosphere, cheaply but effectively shot by Hone Glendinning, who lensed 5 Slaughter films. Though it adds a streak of gothic horror, this sticks to the ticket of leave man formula, which would also inform the next film.
Now, if ever I were going to commit a murder, which of course, heaven forbid,
An arch criminal with a respectable alias framing a love rival,
think of her in my arms, my lips upon hers.
multiple murders,
You and I have settled our account.
and memorable background characters.
Oh, don't touch me.
Marjorie Taylor gives her best performance of the series. Robert Adair reprises Detective Hawkshaw in all but name.
This looks like a crime committed from the inside.
And Margaret Yard steals scenes as La Pinon.
And what is it to be this time? Robbery? Or another beautiful young girl to be decoyed into La Pinot's caves?
Above all, in its dark humour and dastardly villainy.
My poor dear friend.
It's fun.
I thought so.
Even if The Face at the Window is just a way of distracting someone while they're stabbed in the back. Graham Greene, writing for The Spectator, thought that it leaves the American horror films far behind.
Get out! You shan't see him! I promised her! I promised her! Go away!
It was a big success, and the team followed it up with Crimes at the Dark House, based on Wilkie Collins' novel The Woman in White. As an adaptation of a novel I adore, I can't defend this. It completely rewrites the character of Percival Glyde and flips the perspective to make the villain the lead.
And I'll feed your entrails to the pigs.
And I don't care. It's my favourite of the series. Production designer Bernard Robinson makes the low budget look like $1 million, as he would later for Hammer. Hay Petrie, wonderful character actor, is a fabulous foil to Slaughter.
How loyal a friend are you? How loyal are you?
The Woman in White is suitably mysterious, and the heroines pleasingly strong-willed.
Forget your miserable self for one moment and think of someone else.
Are you aware of what you're saying and to whom you're saying it?
Yes.
Also, outside of flipping the perspective and the necessary compression, This is a pretty faithful adaptation.
Laura!
Glyde sees Slaughter at his most carnal, helping himself to the maid.
Send Jessica to me here. I've certain instructions to give her.
Forcing himself on his new bride, shot like a horror set piece. Before turning to his sister-in-law.
Wenches like you want taming badly. Properly taming.
Let me go, you horrible beast! Let me go!
It's a miracle some of this got past the censor.
Out in Australia, I used to break in fractious horses. Now I'm going to break in a fractious mare.
There's a brutal murder. And some brilliant lines.
Dammy, sir, are you asking me to remove my trousers?
Dennis Michael calls the film a digest of the King's Slaughter years. It's almost a greatest hits. The maid's seduction is Maria Marten, a willing girl.
The moon will be full tonight. Would you show me the cut?
Gets in trouble.
You must marry me now, mustn't you?
Yes, yes, of course.
You mean that, sir?
My word is my bond.
A clandestine meeting.
Meet me at 9 o'clock tonight in the old boathouse by the lake.
Oh, that place scares me in daylight.
And
Percival, you're hurting me!
You wanted to be a bride, my dear Jessica, did you? So you shall be a bride of death.
but they were hits for a reason. This is the most slaughterous film of the bunch, but it was also the last.
I don't want to die! I don't need to die!
Despite a rapturous reception, this was Slaughter's final film with King, who moved on somewhat perfunctorily from his star.
And Philip Raiden.
It would be 6 years before Slaughter was back on screens in a pair of pictures for Ambassador Films, highlighting the difference between cheaply made and badly made.
I tell you, I can't go on with it. I'm getting out of it all.
Curse of the Raidens in particular is excruciatingly slow and talky. The greed of William Hart hit problems when censors forbid even mentioning Burke and Hare, so the names had to be redubbed.
Won't you sit down, Mr. Oh, thank you, Mr. Hart.
Slaughter does his best.
And I'll screw your blasted necks with pleasure.
But in neither film is he given much to work with. On the plus side, the latter film gave Jenny Lynn her best role in one of her husband's films.
A fine husband you are, I must say.
William Hart was scripted by John Gilling, who would later direct a superior version of the tale, The Flesh and the Fiends.
You know, Burke, I was thinking, it's a shame for Johnny to be going to a pauper's grave, and him with an unpaid debt on his day in conscience.
As well as working for Hammer, please check out our video about two of his best films. It's a measure of Slaughter's affability that even the notoriously prickly John Gilling liked him, saying he was a big-hearted and generous character and I learned a lot from him. Neither film made an impact. Slaughter's melodramas were now looking even more dated alongside the new wave of tough post-war British films. Brighton Rock was written by Graham Greene, who had so praised The Face at the Window. After another 5-year gap, Slaughter was back with Ambassador for Inspector Morley Late of Scotland Yard Investigates, a 12-part TV series with Slaughter top billed as recurring villain Terence Riley.
You and me are a team up. With your good looks and my brains, there'd be no holding us. No holding us.
But Ambassador shot the series without bothering to find out if the BBC wanted it. So the company amalgamated the episodes into a pair of features, King of the Underworld and Murder at Scotland Yard, described in Mr. Murder as a prime example of the abysmal depths that the post-war British cinema could plumb when it put its mind to it.
The gown is full of acid!
The series also spawned a pair of half-hour featurettes, but Slaughter's big screen career was effectively over.
We'll meet again, Mr. Morley.
The last time he appeared before film cameras was for Ronnie Waldman's Puzzle Corner, playing Sweeney Todd one final time. On screen. On stage, he continued. He had to. Slaughter was broke and hopelessly in debt to the taxman.
Bills, bills, bills. Do people think that I'm made of money?
Forced to declare bankruptcy, there would be no comfortable retirement for the aging actor, taking whatever job he could get.
Innkeeper, where are you? Some hot grog for the three of us, and time is short. Hot grog, sir, at your service, sir.
The plays were dated and audiences grown cynical, but Slaughter made converts of them all. A reporter for The Stage and Television Today saying, within minutes of his first appearance, he had conquered any disposal towards laughter of the mocking sort. On the 18th of February 1956, Slaughter appeared in Marten at the Hippodrome in Derby. He returned to his rented rooms at the Scarsdale Arms for a late drink and supper, cracking jokes with the landlord before heading off to bed, where he would die in his sleep at the age of 71. 54 years of stage acting behind him. A few years earlier, Slaughter had appeared in Molière's The Gay Invalid, alongside an actor named Peter Cushing. The year after Slaughter's death, Cushing would become the new face of British horror in The Curse of Frankenstein.
Where did it all begin?
The two men have little in common, certainly not their acting style, except that, like Cushing, no one had a bad word to say about Tod Slaughter. Well-liked, respected, and generous to a fault. He has no official memorial, not even a grave marker, but Hammer Horror is his unofficial legacy. Slaughter was the one who kept the fires of British horror burning when no one else did, keeping it warm for the next generation. There is a difference between stage acting and screen acting, and not everyone can make the transition. Actors with great stage presence don't necessarily have great screen presence, and the one doesn't work for the other. Unless you're Tod Slaughter. I actually don't think that Tod Slaughter has great screen presence. It's always stage presence. His gift is to turn the cinema into a theatre. His theatre. And on his stage, in these plays, he had no equal.
I'd polish them all off.
Thanks for watching, and particular thanks to our Patreon and YouTube membership supporters. And there is still so much to say about these films and the people who made them, so please join us on Patreon or YouTube memberships if you'd like to hear more. I'd be genuinely interested to know how familiar people were with Tod Slaughter before watching this video. Did you know the name, the films, the legend, anything at all? Which of these is your favourites, and which are you perhaps minded to check out now that you've watched the video? Please let us know in the comments below.